Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So what have I been up to here? Playing some Stormworks. I have been building this neat sort of train thing. So that's the nuclear reactor in the back. In the middle here it's just like a little module with some beds. And then we have the engine. So the nuclear reactor, that's how it's going to be sent to the moon. And this is how we're going to get around on the moon. So I'm just here doing some testing. Whoops. Whoa. This thing is really fast. It's really fast. And it'll be stable with the reactor. So yeah, so this is how I plan to cross the moon. And then when I set up the moon base, so the moon base has its own power plant, and it's standalone. So it has enough electricity to survive all by itself. Whoops, there. Just trying to slow. I'm just trying to turn. This doesn't. Right? That's the big one about the moon, is trying to explore the moon and have the energy to do that. So yeah, so if I can take the nuclear reactor with me wherever I go, then it's, you know, basically just have a little modular engine. So what I'm doing now is I'm just doing some tests just to see what would, you know, the ropes seem to do all right. It's going to be different on the moon. If I want ropes, or if I want to have like hard connections to sort of make it maybe like a train, you know. But the ropes seem to be doing all right, and then that way it can move on the surface, because the moon's surface isn't like the airport here. It's not flat by any means, and then this way I can travel. Yeah. So I'm testing the anchors out versus, say, using the winches, which is probably what I'll do. Probably what I'll do next here. Yeah, the two anchors seem to work out really, really well. If I do winches... Yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that. Alright, yeah, so just throwing that out there, this is going to be the moon truck. So then the reactor on... I'll save this here. Let's see, on the shuttle... It just fits in there, and then I was able to put these wheels on it. So I thought, okay, so the wheels are attached to the pistons. It is heavy, but it does seem to lift it up. And I think on the moon, with the different gravity, the pistons might have an easier time handling it. The idea is to just not go fast. So now what I just need to do is calibrate the truck. This here. Once this truck is calibrated, I'll put some gearing in, so it'll go slow, medium, fast, whatever. Then I'll be ready. I'll be ready to go back to the moon and get set up. So this would be like our initial survival pod. And then that way, while I'm going back and forth setting up the moon base, I can use this. This is our power center, right? I don't even know if I'll bring this module, but if I bring the truck, then at least I can drag the reactor around wherever I need it, so I can recharge the shuttle, because the shuttle will need to be recharged depending on our landing. If it's broken, and we have to repair it if I damage the batteries. So yeah. I was gonna... why not? Let's see. I'm working on this. I guess we're pretty much ready to go. I could do the tests. I could do the tests here, I suppose. the first launch is ready. The reactor is ready. I switched it over so that way instead of having the automatic control for the heat, it's there's a toggle, a keypad. So now what I can try and do is dial in the reactor and see, okay, is it the reactor that's keeping too cold, or is it the steam? Because the condenser sits at minus 250, so there's no issue there with the condenser. It'll make the steam back to water. That's not a problem. It's just trying to keep the boiler warm. So I know with it being close to the reactor, it'll warm up a little bit better because it'll get some of that heat. But the moon is cold. Oh, I don't know why I came in here yet. I have to connect to it first. Yeah, when you're dealing with all this equipment, you need to have some platforms. So thankfully I've built the heavy equipment that I need to move this stuff around. I am going to turn one of these into a crane, and I do want to turn one of these into a drill rig, a mobile drill rig that I'll launch and see. I want to test to see if I can drill for oil anywhere on the map, see if I can find it. I think that would be funny. That's one thing they haven't added yet, and I hope they do, would be a land survey for oil. Alright, ooh, this is a really good dock. Holy, that was the best. That's the best setup I've had so far dealing with this thing. Okay. So, it looks so cool from inside. Where are we here? I do have a ladder on the other side as well. So take us into here. Alright, let's go forward, shall we? Alright. Shouldn't have an issue lining up this. And then we'll go over a little, I'll do a flight check here before we take off. I did change a couple of things, put some manual valves on it, and I did put some pumps on the back for the jet fuel, just in case one wing does survive. If it doesn't get damaged and we're able to come back, I can pump jet fuel into the second engine if I need to. We only need it on re-entry, but it's nice to have just in case I get low on gas. I can use the main engine, but I don't like to. It's really powerful, especially here on Earth. Alright, that's pretty good there. So, turn the brakes on the shuttle. Whoop. Where are we here? Lost. Turn on the brakes. Okay. Then we'll undock from the platform. And I'll return the platform here. Yeah, I'm gonna take these individual tank treads, like see it's basically two vehicles, and I'm gonna make them into one each as individual vehicles, and then they can be, one's gonna be like a mining vehicle, and I'll do something else with the other one. All right, just come back inside. Yeah, I'm pretty much almost all set up. I have a tanker as well that can do oil. I don't have anything for gas yet. So what I'll be doing is I'll be renovating my tanker and converting it so it could do gas as well, so we can refill the gas. Well, almost there. Almost have enough vehicles to push out an entire concept with space. Being able to gather the minerals, the resources here, like starting out fresh in a career, earning the money, harvesting the resources, building the ships. I pretty much, well, that's already built on my end. I just need a couple more tankers, and we'll be ready to go. One, yeah, they're nuclear powered, but I also have a couple that have modular engines in them. All right. Oh yeah, so let's just do a quick little flight check here. So I can't do much on the front. I suppose I could on the side, these RCS thrusters. In the back, these are the ones that always go off because the wing will hit. So I have the manual valves here, and I just have some equipment here. And then up on top, that's the pump. Hopefully it's all working. And it'll suck jet fuel out of here, and I can connect it over here to this side here. Oh, okay, well that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Alright, I made a mistake. I could pump fuel out, but I can't pump fuel in. So, yeah. Well, if I splash down on the first one, I suppose it won't be that big of a deal. Alright. The rest of this process is pretty basic. Systems on, fuel pump on, throttle, this is your jet engine. Thruster power, this is your main thruster power. We'll do two. I've overshot the moon a few times so far, so I don't want to... What I can do with these, the XYZ, eventually I will measure a trajectory to the moon, and then I'll set these up because we can measure them, and I'll program a trajectory. So that way you just press a button once you're in space, and the thrusters will go in the direction and the trajectory that we need to get us to the moon. But we're a long ways away. I'm a long ways away from being able to do that. That's a lot of math and stuff. That's mostly tests. All right, that's it. We're ready to go. Take off. Turn off the brakes. Turn on the main thrusters. Press down. Arrow button down, and then W and S turns the front wheel. So you could manually taxi this thing if you need to. And then you just have to be careful. You see on takeoff, it bounces a little bit. So you have to be careful because if it bounces too much, all right, and then we press the stabilizer and that activates the thruster in the front. If it bounces too much, it'll damage the bottom. And it'll, yeah, you'll have a critical failure of the structure. All right. See, now we're on. I might have this backwards. My X, Y, and Z. I need to check that again. That's why I haven't done a proper trajectory to the moon. Because I may have them backwards. Like, as you can see, the X might actually be the Y. Because as I go up and it fires, I've been watching it. I'm not too sure which is which, but yeah, I might actually have that backwards. So I plan to go over the shuttle one more time. I just thought it's perfect. And I was going to change over the tanks. But to do that, we're talking hours and hours and hours of recalibrating. Like, there's a lot of recalibrating that would need to be done for something like that. So I just wanted to get right into it again. Yeah, without having to recalibrate the whole shuttle. All right, so now we're doing all right. So at about 20,000 or so, we can activate the actual rocket thruster, and then we have to wait. It's going to give us a burst of energy. You see that? And then we'll slow down a little bit. And then we have to wait for it to start to take off again. Oh, we're actually losing speed. Oh, no, there we go. You see that? We lost a little bit of speed there, and then we sped up again. All right. And here we go. What, basically the final 10,000 of the atmosphere. Space. Here we are. Yeah, now I could keep going on this trajectory. Right, as you can see, we're kind of there's two ways to go now. Cool. So usually what I do is I turn off the stabilizer, and then I'll just manual. If you use the 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons, those are your nose thrusters. 4 spins us like this, and then I can just come like this, and with just slightly. You don't actually have to be. You don't need that much of an angle. Cool. And then now it's about a 20 minute, maybe 5 or 10 minute trip to the moon. And I'll save it. There's a couple of points where I should probably save it now. That's the thing about going to the moon. You want to save often. If anything in your ship that isn't tied down, you will at some point have a catastrophic failure due to that. So just letting you know, you will have a catastrophic failure due to that. All right, so well, this is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, so I made the reactor and then I dumped it off there, and then I thought, okay, you know what? If I can't tow it, what happens if I'm in a situation? So I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll put tank tracks on it. Wheels wouldn't work, they're too small. The thing about the moon is there's dust. There's like a thick layer of you kind of cushion. So if you're going to use wheels, they have to be big wheels or else you'll sink. I don't know how the tracks are going to do. That's been my experience so far with the wheels. They need to be big. So this will be my first experience with the tracks. I am excited to see how they do. Oh, what's going on? You see how fast we're moving? Look at that. Look at how fast we're moving right now. So if there's anything in your ship that isn't tied down, right here you could have a catastrophic failure. We are moving so fast. Sideways? What's my angular speed? Look at that, 3.1. 3.1 is my angular speed. Wow. Right, who knows what the RPS value that would be. Like, that's like, you know, in space? Look at how far we just crossed the moon in no time. Yeah, so you really need to be careful. And that's why I say save often. Save often. Now I gotta angle back this way. Wow, look at where it threw me. Did my speed slow down a little bit? Yeah, look, 2.7 now. It's a good thing I can measure that stuff. So that's why I say anything that isn't connected, when you're doing that, 3.7 linear speed, like sideways, who knows? Who knows what? Because I don't have, I'll try and put a linear speed sensor on this and see if it works in space. I don't know if they do, but that would be the next thing on that, to try and measure that speed, the meters per second. Right, try and convert that value. What does a 3.1 linear, is that speed? I don't know, I'll have to see. What the Euler and the angular. I think one is speed and one is the angle, I think. Is that right? Yeah, one's the linear trajectory and one is the angular trajectory. I'll have to go through that again. The space stuff. Forgotten it all now. Oops. Okay. So now we need to start kind of moving around here, because I am going to overshoot if I'm not careful again. Look at how far off I am now. Now I have to travel towards the moon, and this is where it gets dangerous, because as you get closer to approach, you have all this linear speed, which you've needed to get to the moon. So I do have the thruster on the nose, and I haven't been using it. So there's a few ways that we can approach. I'll save this again. There's a few ways that we can approach the moon. So we can approach it like pretending we're an aircraft, and we can attempt to land, which it gets dicey, absolutely dicey. What do I need here? One and that one there, which it gets absolutely dicey. Because I have a hard time controlling my pitch and my roll. There's no atmosphere on the moon. So I think the easiest way would be to land as if we were a rocket. So I'm going to try and get the tail end of the craft to go down first, as we did when we took off. And I'm going to see if that helps at all. Yeah, you see our speed here? I wonder if I could slow that. If I could slow that down. What's that value here? 1.7. Yeah, we've slowed right now, but it's still quite fast. And now these two are, this is our Y value and this is our X value. Okay, good, because now we're traveling in our Y direction in space or whatever on that axis. We're traveling, as you can see, the Y axis is tipping in relation to the Earth, I guess, whatever, if that makes sense. Yes, we're linearly traveling, I think linear x. Yeah. Now we're traveling in a straight line. As you can see, look, the speed values are almost 0. So we're basically traveling in a straight line on x. So this is the velocity that I will have to change when I get close and try and land. Otherwise, we'll carry that velocity with us and we'll crash. Yeah, I'm trying to explain. It's hard to explain, you know, what happens, right? So, and that's why I say when you get close enough. So right now, if I was to stop moving, I would be grabbed by the Earth's gravity and it would pull me back towards it. So you really have to get really close to the moon before the moon's gravity grabs you and starts to pull you in. Oh good, yeah, look, we're getting close now. These changes right now where the game is stopping and going and stopping and going as well. If anything in your ship moves, this is one of those points where you will have a critical failure of the ship. Why, I don't know. Why, I don't know why. It just seems to be the, you know, test it out. Build a spaceship, go to the moon. Test it out. Yeah, so now I need to start doing this because I've now overshot the moon again. I'm too high. So this is where I'll get to measure a trajectory. Eventually I'll measure a proper trajectory. Because now I'm going to have to slow down all this. Yeah, look at that. This is going to be interesting. So if we make it, and the reactor makes it, then I'll get to test it. I'll turn it on and see if it can make steam. If it can make steam, oh, that will be just glorious. If it can't, I'll have to figure out why. What we can do. I mean, it'll be so close to the reactor. I'm hoping that it'll get some of that heat transferred. Okay, now I need to start doing this. Which is, so now we've slowed down on the, this might be the Z actually. I think it's X, Y, and Z. Oh, I'm not sure now. Yeah, I think it's X, Y, and Z. We're picking up on the X. As you can see, a lot. A lot. As we come down. Now, I've thought about maybe like stopping, but if you stop, you start to fall back that way. So it's really tricky. It's one of those things you have to have a lot of speed coming in, and then you have to be able to slow down that speed, right? So then I'd probably save it again at this point here, because now we're entering into the unknown territory, where like at certain points there, my nose thrusters will burn me, and at certain points they won't. At certain points, I could catastrophically fail. At certain points, I won't. I've got all the footage to prove it. Alright, so if I was in a rocket, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be rocketing towards the moon, and then what I would do is I would flip around. So that's what we're going to do here. We're coming into the moon. Let's just pretend that we're a rocket and we're not really a space shuttle, okay? So we're coming in really fast. Really fast. Yeah, I overshot that. Now, it is possible, at any point here, it is possible to easily change our trajectory, so you don't want to overcorrect either. You have to be really careful. You can be really close to the surface, and these thrusters are powerful enough, you can give them one blast, and it'll throw you right back up into the atmosphere. So you really have to be careful. Okay, so I think I'm slowing down now finally. I don't know if I have to turn anymore. If I do, it'll be that thruster there. No, what's going on here? Which one? That one and that one. All right. Okay, so now the nose facing down, and now something's happening. What's happening? It seems like the tail wants to reverse. That's good. That's good. That means that we might eventually be falling into the moon if the tail wants to reverse. So at some point here, I'll need to, like I say, turn off the jet engine, but I want to be over top of that before I float down. We want to be right over top of that circle. Yeah, coming in fast. Real fast. Alright, so now what I can do is I'll turn off the main rocket thrusters. And I need to spin the ship around. Alright, we need to spin, so we want to flip. Just like that. This is what we would do if we were a rocket. We would do the exact same thing. Okay? And then we want to get ourselves... There we go. Now you see how we're falling down? So now what we need to do is we need to angle that velocity. And just continue to fall down like this, just free fall down. And I'm just using the nose. Right? If I want to stop going in a certain direction, I can do that. And now I'm going straight down. So now it's just a matter of, like, we're still traveling really fast. If I was smart right now, I would try and stop most of the movement. Right, we want to get all our linear movement to 0 if we can. So you see this is 0.1 and this is 0.5, and this is how far we're going down, 3. Right, now remember earlier we were going that fast on this axis, and now we're going that fast on this axis. So you can see that's how far sideways we were going. Now that's how fast down we're going. So this is going to be our main rocket thruster, which is going to stop that. So you see how I've almost got this. Oh, there we go. We're approaching the moon. I'm going to save this as approach. I would save about here. I should have saved earlier. Right here. This is your make it or break it, basically, at this point in time. Because what's going to happen, I'm not going to be able to use the nose cone anymore, the nose thrusters. They're going to burn me, and then I won't be able to use them again until I'm really close to the surface. So you want to burn these things together. And now we're pretty much going straight down. Pretty much going straight down. You see that? So what I'll do is I'll set this to... I'll set the main one to 0.5 to half. And then I'll just blast it. And then I'll just watch this slow down. I probably should be doing that already. It's hard to tell when to do it. There, you see that? I slowed down a little bit. Ooh, there's this. Look at that. We're going to land right on that. I don't want to land on that. But basically, this is it. This is how you land. There we go. If I was in a rocket, it would be the same thing. See how we're coming straight down? I can't believe we're gonna land inside this pit. Just have to be careful, because if I overdo it, we'll shoot right back up into the atmosphere. There we go. Look at that. I've pretty much slowed right down. Right down. Look at that. Now we're just floating. Just floating. Oh. So I could use the tilt on here. There we go. Look at that. And then I should just gently. Oh, not so gently, but gently. That wasn't too bad. That was like the best landing yet. I'll take it. I'll take it. Look at that. Oh, that was a good one. Okay, so we're down. Okay, I need to get out of here. Come on, you can do it. We're down. Okay, and we are rolling. We are down and we are rolling. If I repair this, the brakes will turn on. And we'll stop rolling. Because the brakes, it's directly connected to the button. Come on, you can do it. Where are we rolling to? Oh, we were going to roll right down into that pit. Oh my goodness. So just let it stop, and then I'll get outside and repair those thrusters. Actually, I should do that right now, because that'll stop pushing the ship. Oh, and then repair the wheels. Yeah, so it doesn't really get... It can get more gentle than that, actually. That was rough, but one of the best, roughest landings I've had. I have to admit. It's pretty good. So if you're in a rocket, the concept is exactly the same. The rocket will be a little bit easier to control. And then instead of having to flip over, right? Instead of having to flip over. I don't even think the wings got damaged at all. No, just this here, the back. That's it. And I have a... Ooh, does that mean I'm out of energy, electricity? Nope, but we're getting low. The batteries are right at the very back, so, and then I think one of the main batteries is on the bottom. Yeah, there is really not much here to repair. Cool. And I can crawl inside and see if any of the valves are broken. Let's see, let's try that. No, not on this side, the other side. Let's just do a check and then we will... I'll do a check and then check out the reactor. Oh, looks like a couple of our tanks, main tanks were damaged. That's no big deal. Just trying to make sure I can reach. Oh yeah. Just, I guess if I need to, I can come up here and get down into here. That'll let me reach this battery here. This is one of the main batteries. Oh, it doesn't like me. Doesn't like me being in there. I don't blame it. And then there's some damage on the top. Alright, looks like there's a tank in there. I can reach a little bit. So I'll just repair what I can. Okay, so let's get out of here. And let's check on... Hopefully I can get out of here. Let's see. It's true. This could be tricky with... Okay, I guess I didn't really plan. Sure is not easy moving around in here. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can get out. No. Out. You can do it. Alright, I'm going to have to clip through there. I'm definitely going to have to figure that out. I'll have to have a ladder, a handle or something to grab so I can climb out of there. That's no big deal. That's why we do it in this mode. Okay, now let's go inside and let's check on the reactor, shall we? Make sure it's all right. Okay, so turn on the lights. Oh. Whew. It was so heavy. It's causing the ship to rock. So I just let it go. I do not want to, if I open the door and it gets jammed, you don't want to mess around with Stormworks. Just let it do its thing. And yeah, you get lucky and you won't have a failure. You can do it. Come on, you can slide off there. I'm a little leery because we're over by this huge hole. I didn't realize. See, you come down and then, ooh, there's this massive... Oh yeah, there it is. Let's see if I can get it off here. Nudge it. Let's give it a little nudge. Woo. There you go. Just a nudge. Just a nudge. Package delivered. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I need a rope. Let's see if I can get this thing to stand up here. Okay, let's do this, and let's do that. Now we're tethered. Alright, now I gotta see if I can... I was up here last time and I didn't have those winches connected, but they're connected now. So what I need to do is connect it to there. There we go. And now if I can get it to flip up and stand on the tracks, this is what I wanted to test first. Can we get it to do that? Might be able to from that one. I think that would be a bit easier on this one. Let's see. Oh, I didn't want to do that. If it's gonna go, I want it to go on its own, like that, on its own power. Preferably without jamming. Oh, there aren't any brakes either. Something tells me that it's gonna roll. It's going that way. So let's test it out first. Okay, I'll let it out just a little bit. I forgot about that. That pit. Yeah, look, it's gonna... We'll do that. We'll send it down there. Humans in their ways, huh? So we do that. Alright, it's now deployed. There we go. Minus 260. Now, I should set this to 1,000. It was set to 700 last time, so we'll set it to 1,000 and see what it does. I can't believe I forgot the brakes. Yeah, I'll need this now because the shuttle is low. The shuttle is really low on electricity. 67. It's the boiler. See, the temperature is minus 200. So it's the boiler that we have to get. I know, and this is the cooling, the cooling system. Doesn't need that for sure, but the boiler needs to warm up. Now I had it set to 700, so another 300 degrees. Maybe it'll sit around 4 or 500. Oh no, 250. 250. What if we go? Let's crank that up to 1200. Oh, good. Yeah. So this is kind of right. You see the resistance, the resistance that we're getting from the temperature, obviously. And now I need to see what this is going to heat up to before I can calibrate this anymore. Oh, look at that, 270. It'll fluctuate too. It'll bounce. So let's see the boiler. The boiler just needs to get to 100. I got it to 45 last time. So if we can get this producing steam on the moon, I'll be I'll be happy. And this thing has a lot of room to climb if it can climb that high. Look, it's dropping all the way down. Why is it dropping all the way down? That might be problematic. Oh, that's right. This one won't heat. It won't heat above 200. Yeah, I'm gonna need more rods. 2 more rods. Because this one, it doesn't matter what you set the insertion to. It can't heat it up more than 200. And that's how it was on the surface too. Well, I'm glad I proved that. That makes me happy. It's either that or it's because of this, the threshold. No, because that's the temperature. That's the internal temperature. Yeah. So I wonder if I set this to like maybe 2,000. 2,000 would be a meltdown. Let's see if it's going to go any higher. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it's enough to warm this thing up. I don't know. Let's see. But this one's just going to sit here and balance. That's what it was doing on the planet too. So there you have it. That's 4 rods. If I put 2 more in there, all right. So I'll have to put 2 more in there. But now we're just waiting on the boiler to get up there. See if it'll get to 100. So it doesn't matter what the key. Well, it does. You know. So I'll return that to the constant number. The 700 there. All right. Waiting on the boiler. Come on. This could be a while. Oh, we got time. We got time, right? Let's go check this thing out while we're waiting. I'll try not to fall in. If I brought the RCS vehicle, Ooh, should I maybe I'll throw a glow stick down there? See, it looked like it was close. Look at how far away we are from it. Wow. I don't wanna fall in. Holy, look at how far away. I thought, hey, it looked like we were gonna land right on top of it. This is why I want the reactor to work. It's gotta work. It's the only way we'll be able to cross the moon. With solar energy, I don't wanna redesign it. How we doing? Oh yeah, 55. 55. All right, well there you have it. I'll have to take the reactor and add 2 more rods to it and see if I can get the core temperature to go up. Any warmer than that. Alrighty, well thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.